Alright guys, so here we are at Domino Park where last night LL Cool J played because Jeep is reintroducing their Cherokee. I believe it's the Cherokee, yeah, the all-new 2026 Cherokee. Last night was an invitation-only event and I did not get like media credentials yet, so unfortunately I didn't get in. But we are here today where it is open to the public, and if you're in the area, it's going to be going on Friday, Saturday. And it is beautiful out here, so we're gonna go kind of take like a little walk around and take a look at all these. Actually, you know what? Let's go by year, because it seems to be 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and then we'll end with the brand new one. All right, so we're gonna start here with the Generation 1. This is the 1974 to 1983 Jeep Cherokee. If you want to read this up, you can pause and read, but here we are looking at the visuals of these beauties. And also, you have to remember, this is one of the originals, so whoever has been keeping this, whether it be Jeep themselves or somebody else, they've been doing a beautiful job. Let's see, this is a Jeep collaboration with Langford. The Jeep Langford canoe is an authentic symbol of freedom and adventure, handmade and meticulously constructed for all of life's adventure. So if you want a really good Jeep collab canoe, we have this beauty here. And technically you can do a canoe, but it's more kayaking in New York. But I love the way that everything is set up here. If you ever know anything about the vibe of Subaru's section when they do the New York International Auto Show, that is exactly what they have here. They have this beautiful greenery in the background. The floor is actually an LED panel, but here it has just like a perfect... Wait, I want to do a wide shot. Look at the Williamsburg Bridge behind us. That is the money shot right there. That is beautiful. Let's take a look here. So this is all about the camping vibe. This is like the original of everything, and it is beautiful. They have this fake little like campfire thing here. Wow. It is beautiful. And again, I have to comment on how well kept this particular Jeep Cherokee is. That is great. All right, so now we're moving from the 70s, a little bit of 80s to pure 80s. Here, I guess, would be the next generation. This is the 1984, an ominous year, Jeep Grand Cherokee XJ. Now, because I was born in 1989, of course we have a lot of these vehicles on the road when I'm born. So my very first thoughts are of vehicles looking like this kind of boxy nature. And I think when you're able to keep these angles clean until 2025, look at how beautiful this looks here. I like how they added this little camera here, because of course we're taking film photography in the 80s. You have your fuzzy dice. Let's look behind here. So this seems to be somebody's workshop. You have your tools, you have your little crunch, you have your Folgers, you have your little toy Jeep, you have your little BMX bike, your skates, your Back to the Future. This is one of like the most detail-oriented little showcase that I've seen. They've done it a few times over. And then of course on the other side, which is something I find extremely cool, you have your old your old TV. It works. Oh, wait, no, there's no way. All right, by the way, this banding is only on the video. Wait, can I actually, could you play? Maybe you could play. Maybe it's just kind of for show, but that is beautiful. Look at that. Maybe I'm not even allowed to go back here, but hey, it's out in front. That is such an interesting look at this collection here. And of course, I think this kind of blew over, but we have Jeep parts, we have other little truck parts, we have everything here. We have Off-Road Magazine, we have Jolt Cola, which has been used up. Let's take a look at the vehicle here again. So this is the Cherokee Pioneer. And you know what I like? So this is daylight. You can see there's daylight all around us. But what I like is the way they lit this with these kind of minimal spotlights where you get all the accents. And you can see we have some kind of lighting up here too, where we get the proper accents here. They've done a beautiful job. Oh look, Up in the corner, you can see a box that says Dad's Junk. There's a He-Man toy. There's Valvoline. There's a Jeep Trail. That's sick. All right, we are moving on to the 1990s, and look at one of the first things. There's Ozzy Osbourne, rest in peace. He just passed away. But let's take a look at all the little things in the background. This is more me. I love music, so I'm fully into this. I've probably had these posters on my wall too. I think this is literally something like I've had this in my room, this kind of setup, this giant monitor, this everything. Anyway, sorry, we're going back to the Cherokee itself. So this is kind of like, this is the 1990s. This one in particular is a 1998 Jeep Cherokee, beautifully kept. Oh, I do have to say, the shine, pristine shine on that Jeep and this Jeep, those have been immaculately kept. For some reason, the paint here, and it could be with the color, looks a little bit dull. It looks a little bit dull in comparison, but still beautiful nonetheless. Just look at this showcase. Look at the music. This is basically my room. Again, I had this type of chair, I had this backpack, I honestly could have had a compact. And then there's the PlayStation, there's Beethoven, there's everything 90s here that you can, there's a Beanie Baby. I've had Beanie Babies, I know that. And Star Wars, yeah, this is everything. And I've had, this is basically me. 1998, I would have been about 8 years old, 9 years old. This is a beautiful, beautiful setup. So we're moving from the 90s, where I feel like the greatest association, to the 2000s, where, look at the price of gas. The price of gas is at $1.73, but I remember in the 90s, we had under dollar per gallon gas. I remember it was like 93 cents was the cheapest that I can remember. That was insane. But it looks like we're here at like a little gas station vibe. And we have, what year is this? 2001 Jeep Cherokee. For some reason, when I think of 2001, I think of things looking a little bit less boxy, but doesn't this look very similar to that one? In my mind, it is very similar in shape and like design. That is definitely much different. That has, of course, an 80s vibe. That's almost 60s, 70s vibe. These two look very similar. Maybe that's just because I was there and that's all I saw. Wow, wait, why does it say 1983, 2001? Oh, maybe that's just like the life of the Cherokee. And then we see here, we have little tchotchkes, we have drinks. How much is a drink? A latte is $4.25? No. I'm pretty sure that would have been like $2. $7? No. Okay. They've done a great job at emulating all the 90s, 80s, 70s, what have you. The fact that they have a coffee menu with a $7 frap, that is not what we had in 2001. Again, I was there. But look at all of this. We have everything. We have the Arizona iced tea, which we know is $1. We have the Chips Ahoy. A lot of these things you can find now because they're basically the same as they are right now. So it's pretty sick. All right, anyway, without further ado, we're taking a look finally at the brand new, the all new 2026 Jeep Cherokee. And there's a helicopter. So what do we have to say about this? So for me, I've been in the auto industry for, 15 years now. I've loved seeing these. I moved to New York, so I drive a lot less unless I'm going upstate or I'm in an Uber. But what do you guys think about this? First, this one's in the shadows. It is a nice wine red color, and I don't know what finish this would be because I know that there is a hybrid version of this. I don't know if this is the hybrid. I don't believe it would be. It would be marked as such. Just says 4x4, just says Jeep. But what I think is a much better visual is going to be the white because we have sunlight on it. It looks really good. It is just, it's nice. And again, let's take a look. The all new 2026 Cherokee. What do you guys think about this? One of the ones I did not like from Jeep was there's like a little boxy Jeep, which I completely forget what it is. But this, when I was growing up, I had a 2002 Ford Explorer. This is really reminding me of that kind of vibe, where they kind of have squared off the little edges here, so it's not all swoopy. This is like a down front, just like solid grille, but it's not too boring because they have an upper and a lower portion with like the matte paint, as they usually do on SUVs, on the bottom, and like the glossy coat on the top, which is better because if you're going through mud, you want that matte on the bottom. But that is nice. This looks nice. And this is the Overland edition. Let's take a look inside. It smells new. It smells new, like leather, pleather. I'm not really sure what the finishes of this one would be. But guys, this is nice. You know, again, this is going to be open. They had a concert yesterday. I believe the stage would have been... Have they already torn down the stage? No, the stage is over there. So I don't know if they're going to do more stuff over there. But come down here. It's a great time to be here. I know Sunday is going to be rainy, but Friday, Saturday, this is going to be open, I believe, 11 to 6? No, 11 to 9. So you can come by, look at the showcase. Don't touch anything, even though it looks kind of close enough to touch. But yeah, it's right here, Domino Square. There's the Domino Sugar Factory. There's the building with a big hole in it. And this is the Jeep 4x4 City Camp. Notice the filming. Oh, well, that's for them filming. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy. And I hope you like this little walkthrough here. I definitely did. All right, guys, I will see you next time.